Welcome to another exciting episode of Coffee with Resonate, where we delve into the world of customer experience and engage enlightening conversations with CX trailblazers across various industries. I'm Verene, and joining me today is Michelle Webster, Business Development Manager at Latrobe Community Health Service, also known as LCHS. Welcome, Michelle. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Verene. Very excited to be here and hopefully share some valuable learnings with the audience today.
LCHS is an independent not-for-profit organization offering a wide variety of health and community services. Michelle, you spearhead strategic initiatives in LCHS to enhance customer experience. We are excited to have you here to share your experience with our viewers, especially those who are embarking on their CX journey. So for today, we will chat about the importance of CX, your approach to fostering organization-wide engagement, and leveraging data insights to achieve business objectives.
Looking forward to it.
My first question, given LCHS not-for-profit status, could you tell us why launching a CX program was timely for your organization?
One of our values is to provide excellent customer service, and we really had no way to define what excellent customer service was, but also to measure whether in fact we were delivering on what we valued. So we decided in our previous strategic plan that we wanted to develop a service excellence framework, and we began the journey of investigating what that might look like. And that's where we came across customer experience and the value of utilising that methodology and those approaches.
At the same time, considering that investing in a CX program is a significant decision, so what factors led you to choose Resonate as your preferred partner?
There was a number of reasons we went with Resonate, and mainly when you think about economies of scale, it was to do with the licensing. So one of the things that is fantastic about Resonate is that you don't have a license fee per se. So we can actually have our executives on there so that they can look at the data at that organisational level, but we can also have our frontline workers on there as well, and it really empowers them to be able to utilise and act and address feedback at their level. So we can have as many users as we like on there. And if we were to do that at a size of 1,800 staff, that would just be inefficient and too expensive for us. So that was the first real competitive advantage that I saw Resonate had. And we did a really thorough and robust weighted assessment on a number of products. Also too, being an Australian company and having data storage in Australia was important to us. As a healthcare organisation, we have really strict data privacy laws that we need to adhere to, and making sure that we really knew where our data was and how it was stored was important to us. And Resonate were really transparent and really open to helping us understand as an organisation where that data would be and how it would be used and what our rights were if we decided to conclude working with Resonate. The other really critical thing, which we need to explore further, but it has the absolute capability to do, is the My Queue section on the dashboard. So being able to actually assign, act on, and allocate feedback to people so that they can actually address it really empowers our frontline workers. But it also allows frontline workers to escalate if there's something that needs to go to a team leader or to a different department. It can all happen within the system. And for me in my role, I can actually track and monitor how much of the feedback we're acting on and what we're doing with that feedback. And that's a really powerful thing because what's measured gets done.
Michelle, you have touched on the platform itself, and I would like to understand, what do you like about it? Any particular features that stands out for you?
Great question. There's a couple. The first one being important to us was making sure it was as automated as possible and as real time as possible. So being able to have our customer management system basically have a trigger that goes to the platform, and the survey is automatically sent to customers and it's live back to us is fantastic. I love the app. So I'm often just, before I even get into the office, checking the app, just seeing what our score is for the day, but also obviously having it saved on my desktop and as my favourites and opening it up. The dashboard itself I find is really user-friendly. I've rarely, if ever, had to export anything into Excel. I take screenshots from the dashboard to put into my reports. My board report, now that I've got the format down pat, probably takes me 10 minutes max, and that's mostly because I get stuck diving into the detail. The new edition of the text analytics is fantastic. As I said, on average we get between 800 to 1,000 individual pieces of feedback a month. So to have to get any valuable insights out of that would be impossible without the sophisticated text analytics. And as I said, I'm not a techie person, so I don't really know how that works, but it works wonderfully. And as I said, it's all clickable. You can delve into what your promoters are saying. You can delve into what your neutrals and detractors are saying. And you can even see the movement in what are the themes and the sentiments that are changing from month to month, or if you want to change it to 90 days, you can do that. So I really enjoy just working in the dashboard and not having to export and combine it with other data, etc.
If you could tell us more about your experience implementing CX programs, and also how did you implement the workflow within your team?
The technology part, or Resonate, is the easy part. We started with 6 large-scale services, and we did a small pilot using NPS, using our own internal survey platform. And we used a combination of web surveys, SMS, and in location. So having an iPad at reception, people rating their experience. And it was a lot of work with just 6 programs because it was very manual, it was very clunky. But what it did for us was demonstrate that SMS was the preferred mechanism for our customers, and also that we were getting valuable insights and our customers were engaging in the process. We're really confident that if we scaled this, it would work really well for our business. So that's when we started looking at, okay, what platforms are out there that will help us scale this, but will also meet our criteria of being geographically spread, having very diverse and complex programs, and also being able to utilise that two-way SMS. To us, that is invaluable because that is what works for our customers. And that's where we landed on Resonate for the reasons that I spoke to earlier. So it's really the tool that just brings all of this to life, and it had all the features that we required.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yes, I mean, it's being together, working together with you, with the various programs and I mean, it's we can move from NPS, and then looking at the next metric that you had to share was CSAT, right? And already various service managers are coming to you. Hi,
yes,
I would like to be on Resonate.
Absolutely, that is a very common phone call or email that I get.
Yes,
and
that's good.
I think too, as I said, Resonate's the easy part. Your team is fantastic. The support team, as well as having that one-on-one with you that I can go to, and that has really been an asset to be able to have that relationship between your tech team, yourself, myself, our tech team, and I think we make a really great team.
With this valuable data insights, who and how do you use them to make, strategic plans, action plans to meet business objectives?
Yeah, great question. So data is only as good as how it's used, and our framework really utilises our Resonate or our CX data across multiple levels of the organisation. So I'll start at the top. So it's built into our board reporting. So CX is now a quarterly report that goes to our board, and we report on obviously our NPS score, and we look at that at an organisational level. and we go down to our business division. So we have 4 different business divisions and we look at it from that perspective as well. At that level, we look at key themes and we look at the customer sentiments and any changes in that data across the quarter. We also look at response rate, and really pleasingly ours is around 20 to 25%, and we just finished our 2nd year utilising Resonate, and it's sat consistently at that for 2 years, which we're really proud of. And I really think it comes back to that direct two-way SMS and the approach that the platform allows us to utilise. Then move down to our divisional and management units, and that's really where we potentially utilise it in more diverse ways. We have had almost 16,000 individual pieces of feedback in that 2-year period. So to be able to manage and design services, whether they're new or whether it's service improvement, at that level without a platform like Resonate that has such powerful analytics would be impossible.
What is the aha moment, when going through all these different stages, as well as even in terms of the action plan that you were mentioning, is there anything that goes like, wow, this is amazing?
So for me, the biggest thing, and I touched on it in the previous response, was that verbatim data. That is really where the rubber hits the road. So in the last 2 years, 63% of people who have left an NPS score have gone on to leave us verbatim feedback. That is a huge amount of feedback, but there are gems in there. And the key thing, or our key 3 trends, are consistent across all our services, regardless of the type of care that we're giving to people. So what we can do from that is build a set of customer service standards. So this is what we commit to our customers and what we will do regardless of if I'm a dentist, if I'm a physio, if I'm a disability care worker, etc., because this is what people want. And the biggest one for our customers, which is an absolute standout of the top 3, is an effort and interest to resolve their inquiry. So showing genuine interest in what they're saying and what they need and meeting that need.
Michelle, it has been 2 years that you have been with Resonate, and would you be able to delve a little bit in terms of before you started, right? What was your goal? And right now, what you have achieved?
Target of 5,000 in year 1, and we achieved almost 7,000. And in year 2, we've more than doubled that. We've had a 61% growth rate in our responses, and we had over 9,000 responses in year 2. So that's individual responses, because one of the other great things with Resonate is you can build in the suppression.
Yeah.
So if someone comes to see our GP one day, goes and sees a physio the next, they're not going to get a survey every time, because we don't want to overload our customers at all. So our real goal was around how many people we wanted to hear from. But now, as we've started to collect data over time, we can really have those more solid goals and aims that we want to sit with. In the meantime, I've just been reporting based on quarter, previous quarter, this quarter, last year, etc. But I'm excited to have some benchmarks of our own rather than just external ones that weren't really fit for purpose for our business.
So I guess, the next question would be, what's next for LCHS in your customer journey?
Just a sneak preview into that. I'm working with Verena and the team at the moment to expand. So in our customer experience strategy, we were very clear that we wanted to use more than just the NPS as a metrics, but we wanted to get NPS up and running, and part of what we did before we did that, which we feel comfortable that we have. So recently we've introduced a secondary metric, which we've decided is customer satisfaction. And we've started to dabble in that. We've got one of our services on there. We've got another one about to come on. Really exciting for me that we're working through at the moment is actually having a customer satisfaction survey for our 1-800 number.
For you would be, what kind of advice would you provide to our viewers who are, having thoughts about prioritizing CX in their customer journey?
Plan first. You need to understand what you want to know, when you want to know it, and then think about how is the best way to do that. So you do it to understand your customers, but you need to have a certain level of understanding before you even get started. And I would say start small, get it right, and then with a platform like Resonate, the scale is easy.
Thank you, Michelle, for the valuable insights that you shared today. It's a pleasure having you on Coffee with Resonate. To our viewers, watch out this space for the next exciting episode of Coffee with Resonate. Till then, let's cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.